So Umar Johnson is gonna let everyone know what he's done with the donations for the school. So the person who's talking to him, he's gonna ask him specifically, like the way you're supposed to interview someone or ask questions. He got straight to the point, and he asked him, why is it taking so long to finish the school? And what have you done with the extra money or the additional income? That's as clear as it gets. Because that's what everyone wants to know. Those two particular questions. And Umar Johnson is going to answer it.
Y'all be seeing stuff saying he been raising money for 10 years. That's a damn lie. The first donation was spring of 14, St. Louis, Missouri. There was brothers and sisters there. It was a jam-packed house, okay? And we raised that money to pay the attorney to enter a bid in order to try and purchase the St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia, which was a former HBCU built by a close friend of Booker T. Washington and George Washington Carver. That was our original goal. Raise $2 million real quick and get the HBCU. We were unsuccessful.
And this was 6 years ago, you said, yes?
That was the spring of 2014.
Okay.
And St. Paul's was sold about 2 or 3 years later to the Chinese. And that is an insult to our ancestors. We let the Chinese buy an HBCU with all these black millionaires. That's an insult.
And from what I understand, you raised about $750,000, yes?
Well said.
$750,000. About 20 months ago, you end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well, everybody wants to know, where's the extra money? Where'd the extra money go? And why is it taking so long to open this school? Like people feel like, the time that 6 years is just a very long time to be raising money. You know what I mean? And to finally get the buildings that you ended up getting that are in disrepair and all of that. And I think it's the transparency that people are looking for. A lot of people are looking for you to be more transparent, and when they don't see this transparency, it makes them feel, skeptical.
Okay. Let me speak to some of that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Number one, I'm transparent with my donors. I'm transparent.
Now, I'm being told that there, people say when your actual donors will ask certain things,
that's
they said
that is
you
not
will
true.
sometimes block them and all this type of stuff.
That is not true. Those are not donors. Those are haters. My donors have direct access to me. I talk to them. I know who they are. Most of them are repeat donors. My donors range everywhere from black professionals. I have lawyers. I have engineers. I have business owners, all the way down to the retired great-grandmom who's sending me $10 a month because she want to see this plan come to fruition. Haters don't donate. Donors don't hate. So my accountability is only to those who donate. I want to be very clear about that. It's only to those who donate. So people who ask random questions, they'll never get answers because you don't support this. Now, with that being said, let me also say this. The other question that you ask, which is often asked, is 6 years he don't have the school yet. I'm not to blame for that. The community is to blame for that. I cannot manifest the school out of thin air. Schools cost money. They're not houses. They're commercial property. But because we're not used to building things exclusively with black dollars, we don't understand how long it takes to get that done. I'm not a charter school. I'm not a public school. My school isn't going to subsist on white handouts and government funding. My school is grassroots Pan-African Academy. So it'll take as long as it takes until we raise the money to achieve the goal. It is that simple. Why the school ain't up yet? Because we're not raising enough money. But guess who don't have to ask those questions? The owner of Quaker Grits, because Negroes give them $11 million a year. Guess who don't have to ask that question? Nike and Jordan, because Negroes give them $4 billion, $2 billion a year. Malt liquor, $4 billion a year. Weave, perm, and beauty products, $30 billion a year. Fast food, $1 billion a year. They don't have to ask the Europeans and the Jews and the Chinese and the Arabs. They don't have to ask how long it's going to take them to get that Negro money. We give it freely. But when one of our own steps up with the track record, the experience, the credentials, and the resume to do something like build a school to save black boys with the hell that black boys are catching in this country, we don't support him because, number one, we don't want him to get the credit. Number two, we don't want the responsibility of doing for self. And number three, you understand, we want to find an excuse to keep on depending on white folks. So that's really the answer to that.
Supporting this, that, and the other. And, you know, we're being conned or whatever. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. But I just hate that he's having to go through this. You know, you allow someone in your space, and this woman, Lene Siobhan Stone, last name Stone, Stone is just stone cold bad, I guess. And I mean, she doxed his mother, telling people about the mother's illness. It's just horrible. Horrible, people. And she created this. Defund FDMG. Why continue to support someone who clearly has demonstrated? But my thing is, who is she to judge? And who is she and anyone else, all of those other people, who are they to tell us who we should or should not support? If we want to donate to someone and support someone, if anyone wants to do that, it's their business. It is their business and their right to do it. Hello. Please tap the screen, like it. Come on, give me some likes, guys. Like the live. Like the live. I don't have long. I just wanted to try this out to see how this would work with the backdrop, me going live with a backdrop like that. I wanted to see how that will work. Hello, Rosemary. Like I say, I support.
What's good? So I'm going to double down on what I was on before. I think that we need to develop a think tank or a brain trust that's able to operate autonomously and give us the ability to move forward. We need some help with setting up a parallel government that runs alongside the one that we have now. I'm going to also double down, and I know some people will not like this, and this is just me speaking facts. What was before will be no more. The days of us having one prominent black leader are over. That standalone is over. If it is to happen, then they'll have to ascend out of this council. This is just my opinion. You know, if you go all the way back in history and come all the way forward, stop getting those leaders. So since late 60s, early 70s, we've been stagnant. We haven't been presented with one. And I believe it is because the movement has changed. It changed, and we didn't evolve with it. And things that tell me that it's changed, look at our inability. We can't even march. We can't march. We're not able to organize the same. We're not able to unify like it's not possible. We have to change. This is how we change. We need a council. We need a collective. And we need to go from there.